Hey everyone, welcome to week 4 of DES 242, Logo and Identity Design. I am your graphic arts instructor, Shannon McNamara. So I kind of switched my slideshows around today. You might notice when I share them that I'm sharing the second one first. It's not an error. I'm just kind of doing things a little bit backwards from how I usually do it. Usually I go into week 4 and we do a critique, but I wanted to go over the assignment first in our first live session, and then we can do a critique tomorrow. Those are my thinking, so that way, just in case if there's anything that I don't get to finish up today, we can finish it tomorrow and then go into the critique. So hopefully that'll end up working out well. I have a couple of announcements to go over. We're going to go over how your logo should be presented. We're going to go over the discussion, the assignment, and everything in detail. We'll talk about creating print pieces with your logo, making sure it works in all situations. So that'll be fun. I think today's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of demo going on today. Telephone hours are, roughly Monday through Thursday, or Monday through Wednesday are actually my better hours for the phone, from 7 a.m. Mountain Time to 2 p.m. Mountain Time, but you can email me anytime. I think you guys know that, and I usually get right back to people via email. Just note that I am located in Eastern Standard Time Zone if you're trying to get in touch with me. All right, so let's talk a bit about due dates because we're in week 4. So your week 4 assignment cannot be turned in late. You guys know this by now. The course will turn into a pumpkin. It will lock you out. It will not let you upload. If you are in the middle of uploading, it'll just stop your upload, which is never a good thing. If anything goes wrong, I am going to give you a link to a Dropbox where you can put your file in, or you can email your file to me. So let me just do that right now. I'm going to put it on the slide. That way you guys have it. It's in the slides, which I've shared. If there's anything that happens. All right, there we go. And resume my share. There we go. All right, so you guys have that Dropbox link. Okay, a little bit. I guess it doesn't need to be 18-point type. So your original discussion posts are due Wednesday, and you need to respond to 2 of your fellow students by Saturday. Again, that's where people are really losing their points, are the not responding to 2 of their fellow students in the discussion post. So please make sure that you are doing that. It's your last chance to submit your week 3 discussion and your assignment if it's still late. If that work is late, the quicker you get it into me, the quicker I can give you feedback for this week. And all week 3 resubmissions are due, that would be tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday of week 4. You need to have that in by tomorrow if you would like a chance at a higher grade. You only get 1 chance at your submission for week 4. So make sure that you look over all your work correctly before you're submitting it for a grade, and a reminder that your discussions can't be resubmitted. So our last live session's tomorrow. I definitely want to thank everybody who was able to come live, and to all of you who are watching it at home. This is a fun course. I always enjoy teaching this course. It's kind of funny because I let the dean know we kind of have a big group of students next mod coming in, which is always fun. And I said, hey, if you need me to teach a whole bunch of sections of DES 242, I'll definitely teach that again. But I don't think they're having it next month. But I really do enjoy teaching this course. So I hope that showed. in the live sessions. And all right, let's hop on over into the course. Speaking of, look at our announcements. We can play is the Learning Coach flyer going to show this week? I feel like every single week something wrong happens with that Learning Coach flyer. And I can never notice it. Always shows, and there it is. It always shows correctly on my end. And then I go into student view and I can't tell if it's just the test student view or if it's something else, but I will fix it again. So let me open up this week's. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, DJ has hours. Today it is 4 to 9 p.m. Wednesday is 7 to 11 p.m. Friday is 6 to 11, and Saturday is 4 to 10. So some really great hours for week 4. If you need some extra help, please get in there and see DJ in the learning or any of the other learning coaches. Seriously. We're going to be doing a lot of kind of Illustrator, InDesign work this week. So any of them can help you out. So please get in there if you need some help, and I'll fix this announcement. And some tips for a successful week 4. We'll go over, let's take a look at our readings and videos for this week. Scroll too far. And you do have a lynda.com playlist, which is on developing a brand identity collateral. It goes over your file setup and some considerations for business cards, designing the front of the card, designing the back of the card, creating alternate card versions, creating letterhead, creating envelopes. And then you do have a PDF reading, Exciting, Red and Confident Blue, The Importance of Color in Marketing. So color really is important. So you got to think about that this week, because you're going to be colorizing these logos. So again, readings and videos this week. If you need some extra help with your discussion post, make sure you're visiting the Writing Center. Don't forget to go back in and rewatch the live session. Even if you watch it once, if you're a little bit confused, go back in and rewatch it. You can kind of put it on in the background, watch on your tablet or something while you're making dinner the second time, and just kind of listen and be like, oh, all right, that's something I need to remember. That's how I do it. Like I said, I'm also a student here. I'm in the MBA program, and I'm on my next mod will be my second to last course. After the course next mod, I go into my capstone, and then I will be done. So there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. If you do need some extra help this week, make sure you are visiting the Student Success Center. If you need some computer help ever, any IT issues, make sure you're going to computer support. And then, if you get your work in early this week, don't forget about the daily checkpoints. That's the thing that I see sometimes where, people will get their week 4 work done early. I'm one of those people. I like to get my week 4 work in, know that I have everything done, all my ducks are in a row, but you still got to remember to go in and do those daily checkpoints every day so that doesn't end up hurting your grade going into week 4. So make sure to log in every single day and do those daily checkpoints. If you need to locate your FPA for the final, you can find them in the student portal. And then don't forget, there's a week 4 survey. You'll notice it on Thursday of week 4 that you have to take that survey. It doesn't let you buy. So, please take the time to rate the course and to write in any comments that you might have. Also, for this week, when you're submitting your stuff up to Behance, consider using one of the free mock-ups for Behance from your Creative Cloud assets. It just gives it that extra something, and we're going to go over that today. A reminder, those redos are due tomorrow, and Saturday night is that hard deadline, so make sure you get in any outstanding work from week 3. Don't forget about the daily checkpoints, and then have some fun this week. You guys are designing for yourself, so, really have a good time. with these designs. This is, this is for you. This is potentially something that you can use in the future if you want to go into freelance or do some freelance work. All right, so let's take a look at our discussion for this week. And just give me 1 second. My sweatshirt was all the way across on the other side of my office, and it is never going to be warm. At least the sun is out here today. It has done nothing but rain through all of April, which is, typical for spring in New England. But we finally had some sunshine today. So I was like, yay! And I opened the door to let go out, and I was like, man, it's pretty cold out there. So I said, I'm gonna freeze during my live session because I'm down in the basement, and yeah, it's a little chilly down here today. All right, so we're going to be talking about the value of corporate identity. And you've noticed throughout our discussions each week, they kind of, it's 81 there. Oh, that sounds gorgeous. That sounds beautiful. I might just be a little bit jealous. I think it's 47 here, but the sun is out. Yay. So you've probably noticed, each week the discussions are building upon each other. So let's go over our background for this week. As has been noted throughout the course, although the design of a logo is a key element in communicating the values and character of a company to a wider audience, a comprehensive identity system and structure backing up the logo is equally important to ensure that the company presents a consistent image through a variety of elements. Whether on a store, a restaurant, or a sign, an audience will always encounter a logo within the context of something larger. Thus, it is vital to provide clear direction to keep the visual experience cohesive. Consistency is at the heart of identity systems. Corporate identity systems became widespread in the latter part of the 20th century. As corporations began to diversify the scope of their services, it became important to find a way to visually represent and translate the look and feel of the parent company over a variety of diverse elements. Today, a corporate identity system is developed soon after the development of a logo. In addition to considering how physical artifacts, so that can be vehicles, clothing, packaging, etc., might embrace and extend the look of the logo, it's beneficial to consider how the logo should be extended digitally, so that's websites, social media, apps, etc. Though developing an identity system creates another step in the design process, ultimately it is beneficial because it ensures that the company image remains strong and unique. So here's our prompt for today, or for this week. For this discussion, I want you to imagine that you've been hired to create a logo for a fishing and boat rental business. At your first meeting, they revealed that in addition to leading guided fishing trips and renting boats, they also have dinner cruises, they own a boat storage facility, they operate 3 bait and tackle shops, and they're in the final stage of developing their own line of nautical gear and outerwear. So this company does a lot. When you ask them if all of these different businesses relate somehow visually, they respond by saying they never really thought about establishing a cohesive identity and inquire more about what might be involved. After learning all you have this mod regarding logo and identity design, how might you respond to this client regarding the importance of establishing a cohesive identity? What are the benefits for them in having not just a logo, but also a whole identity system? How would you explain how your own design process would shift if you were designing an identity system versus a single logo? What elements could they expect you to deliver? Conversely, how might it impact pricing and timelines? So for your citation, you might use articles that show examples of how a cohesive corporate identity system leads to better consumer loyalty. You can also find articles from experts that suggest how to best engage in project discussion and negotiation with clients when engaged in graphic design projects. Your initial reply post should work to develop a group understanding of this topic, challenge each other, build on each other, always be respectful, but discuss this and figure it out together. So very interesting this week. That's one of those things that, you know, you want to start to think of. And I think the discussion post this week is really going to help you as you then get into the final assignments for this week. I'm just going to mute myself real quick. Hold on one second. As it is, spring, it is also allergy season. Last thing I want to do is be blowing my nose really loud. But alas, I want you to also be able to hear me or understand what I'm saying. All right, so for our week 4 assignment for this week, we have part 2 of our personal logo design. So you did part 1 last week. You had your 15 sketches. You finalized 3 of those directions. I left you some feedback, and now we're gonna finish this up. So let's read over the background first. Because people have an immediate emotional response to any given color, color is one of the most important elements to consider in logo design. A company who wants to represent or present a fresh, positive, upbeat personality would most likely never settle for an all gray and brown color scheme for their logo. Conversely, a company who wants to present a stable, professional, responsible personality would most likely never embrace a color scheme featuring bubblegum pink, neon yellow, and acid green. Think of a doctor's office or a lawyer's office. Would you trust that doctor if their logo was, acid green and bubblegum pink? You'd probably be like, I don't know if you're really the right fit for me in a very, very nice way. But yeah, you probably, wouldn't want to go there and trust them or their expertise, right? So, you want to think about that. And I apologize. I want to do a demo, and I'm not being able to log into my account for some reason. Come on. Oh, that'll be a bummer. Oh well. I had wanted to kind of show how to, put the logo that I had designed. I was going to try to upload it to an Instagram account that I have, but it's not letting me sign in. Probably because I haven't signed in forever. I wonder if it's even still there. So again, you want to think about when you're coloring this in, are you fun? Are you serious? What kind of design are you going to be doing? So, think of all of these different things when you're picking your colors this week. You want your personality and the personality of your design firm to really show through, because that's reinforced or undermined by color. So it's really vital, to consider not only color relationships within the logo, but you also need to think about larger cultural color representations. So let's go over our overview. Last week you worked on those preliminary sketches and then the black and white computer versions of your logo. And coming into this week, you should have 3 refined computer versions of your redesigned logo executed in black and white. And after receiving my feedback, this week you're going to finalize the logo direction that you feel is most appropriate and create a logo sheet showcasing its appearance in a variety of sizes and situations. So let's look at our project. And there's a lot kind of going on, but it's very similar to what we did in week 2. So after receiving feedback on your week 3 submission, you're going to refine the logo direction that you feel is most appropriate. You're going to consider how you can best maintain message consistency within a typeface, color, and overall logo composition. In addition, you're going to create and implement a color scheme for your logo that uses at least 2 colors in addition to black and white. So once you have completed your logo, create a logo usage guide for your single chosen logo that includes the following elements. So this should all sound familiar from week 2. A title bar with your name and your business name, your logo in black and white. Do not use any tints or less than 100% opacity of black. Your logo in grayscale. That's often the equivalent value of the colors it represents, and yellow is often represented at 10 to 15% gray, and red is often represented at 80 to 85% gray. Your color swatches and a key showing the CMYK callouts, your color swatches and a key showing the RGB and hex code callouts, your color logo shown in the following sizes: 1 inch, 3 inch, and 6 inch, your black and white logo shown in the following sizes: 1 inch, 3 inch, and 6 inch, your color and black and white logo showing on a dark background, and then your logo with your safe zone outlined. Your typography overview for type used, if that's applicable. And then in InDesign, you're going to lay out everything in a cohesive, well-organized manner, like we did in week 2. You'll export that document as a multi-page PDF and submit that PDF file for grading. All right. So remember, keep your native working files for future revisions if needed, even after the class is over, because you're going to need them when you get to your portfolio or your capstone class. So we're going to do that. And then what you're going to do going into the assessment is you are going to be creating a professional identity campaign. So that means you're going to have a business card, a letterhead, and an envelope. And then you want to mock those files up into a 3D context. So we'll read over this a little bit more, but honestly, in order to kind of keep us moving and do the most demo as possible today, I'm probably not going to completely read over all this. Instead, we'll just work along with it. All right. So I'm going to go back into the assignment. And I have open my first logo and my second logo. So I had asked in the discussion for both courses, if anybody had any thoughts, and I only received one feedback response, and it was for that this logo was the one that people seemed to like better. So I put them up on my own personal Instagram page, and I asked my friends, and it seemed like the general consensus was, oh yeah, I do like this one. But somebody gave me the feedback of trying to rework the Y a little bit because of the boldness of the Y. They didn't instantly read it that way. So I thought that was really good feedback. So I'm going to work with this one, and we're going to try to get that reworked a little bit before we add the coloring, because we want to make sure that we have the black and white version and it's ready to go. So I'm going to close out this one, and I'm actually going to go to outlines, and I'm going to make a new layer. Where are my layers? Here we go. And I'm just going to call this one new Y. Just gonna lock everything else. And I'm going to follow the path of this one because if I remember correctly, this font had just again, it's not an extremely well-drawn font. You can tell by the amount of points. So I don't think just grabbing a point and bringing it over is really going to work. So I'm going to just try and redraw the Y as best as I can. really zoom in here. And in a way where I can make it a bit thinner. Hold on, I'm not happy with that point. Click too quick. You can definitely get an appreciation of people who draw fonts when you try to redraw some letters, for sure. All right. So this is my redrawn version of it. Let me just kind of colorize it real quick. I want to just see if my layers, unlock this one, hide it. So I still have the overall feel of it. I'm just going to add in the there we go. Close Q out. Hide that for a second. I'm gonna clip out that little area, kind of like we have on the original one, but I'm gonna make it a little bigger. And find my Pathfinder. Then maybe put a little up here, something. And again, I'm using the Pathfinder because I don't want this to actually stay a white box. I want it to be clipped, completely clipped out. So if I have a background, it'll show through. All right. So I am a little bit happier with that. And delete the original one. And I'm going to save this as finalized. Final black white, we'll say. I thought that was some good feedback that I got. Now, what I'm going to do for my final version is I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff all over the place. And I also want to edit my artboard and just really crop my artboard in. Making sure nothing's running outside of the artboard. Make sure everything's turned to outlines. Save that again. And you'll notice I'm in RGB right now. So when I start, and there's a reason for that, because I was starting to think of this logo as being a logo for the, you know, for my Instagram page. So I'm thinking first in my colors, my RGB color scheme. With that being said, I want to do kind of some pastel, maybe blues, and then kind of a yellow possibly, you know, for the milk, like a yellowish tint. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to that Pexels site again. And I want to just look for some baby bottle images, you know, where I can try and upload and get some color examples. Although that has some good colors. I like how I put in baby bottle and only one image comes up with an actual baby bottle. Let's download this one. And do I want the Dr. Bronner's bottle colors? I don't know. And then I kind of like the colors of their outfits to try to grab those colors. All right. So I'm going to bring up Adobe Color, which changed. It looks different now. From the last time I was in here, I was like, whoa, what is this? All right, let's create a new color scheme. And I want to extract from an image. So I can drag and drop my files. That's cool. Let's go into my downloads. You can do it one at a time. So I'm going to do I'll do the bottle first. And I actually want to try and grab some of these colors. All right. And I'm going to save to, I'm going to make a new library. And it's going to be the name of my logo. And this is going to be named Baby Bottle 1, I guess. And I'll save it. And then try this again. Oh, I can replace the image. All right. So how do we do it now? And these are some nice pastel-y colors too. So I'm going to name this maybe pastels and save. So let me look at this one. I feel like I need it to be a little bit, like there to be a little bit more yellow. But maybe lighter. See these next to each other. Yeah, because those starting to work well. I don't like how it puts this black outline. I feel like that kind of throws you off a little bit. You know, it looks darker with the black outline. I like those two colors put together. I kind of like this. I don't know if I need a third color, but if I do, I feel like it could be any of these three. So I'm going to save this. All right. Back into Illustrator. So let's go to my library. I don't know if I have it open or not. It says I do. Which means it's over here. So, oh, here it is. I was like, it's open somewhere. There we go. Add to swatches, add to swatches, add to swatches. Oh, I don't like how it doesn't update it necessarily. It just names it the same thing. It makes a copy. So I think it was this one that I wanted. But whatever, that's fine. Swatches. Here we go. All right. And you know what? Not for nothing. I'm not really happy with how unorganic that shape is, or this one. I'm gonna fix that. All right, that's my bottle. Undo. Let's connect these. I feel like either this needs to, nope. All right, I gotta fix that. There, that actually, I think that's what I was going for. It didn't really work out that way originally. All right. Oh, where are my swatches? Or maybe this can be the milk. I'm going to remove these ones because this is confusing me because that's not the ones that I want. And I don't want to accidentally, click on a color that's kind of sort of close, but not the right color. And I do worry about it being too light. Let's see. But I think I think this might be where a third color might come in. Maybe I have something going on behind this that allows the milk to really stand out. So let me grab everything. Actually, let me fix my artboard. I'll make artboard just a little bit bigger. I need to remember that I want it to stay within that circle. And I don't know if I still have that layer. Let's see. I do. My size layer. Hmm. So I want to think. Maybe something like this. Whoops. Something like this, maybe. Where's that size layer? There we go. We're just kind of sits on it, but I don't think the gray is working. So maybe it's the blue. And then the bottle is all yellow too. Maybe something like that. Sometimes I feel like making those kind of weird organic shapes is almost harder than drawing something exactly how you want it to be drawn. But I want things to stand out just a smidge more, and I think I might have to add a third color, and I think that third color might need to be possibly white, but let's see. No, I don't think that, whoops. I don't think that is it. Oh. I knew I had like one rogue point there. I'll use the Y first. Maybe we need it to be white instead of the yellow. Maybe the yellow is what's not really working. Let me see. No. What I would probably do in this situation, honestly, but I'm not going to do for time, is I would probably redraw these and have or use a gradient mesh and possibly have the gradient mesh tool go, and I stink at the gradient mesh tool, I'm not gonna lie. Whoops. Me and the gradient mesh tool do not get along every time I go to use it. I'm just like really not that great at it. I know you have to like click on points and then add a color, and like I'm just really not good at it. Every single time, like my husband is really good at the gradient mesh tool. Ugh, come on. And every single time he's like, you just do this. And I'm like, yeah, I know you just do this. And I, for some reason, can't wrap my brain around it. So I'm going to leave it like this. But what I would probably do is have it kind of mesh to the yellow and be white in the center is what I would probably do. But for, time, I'm not going to redraw all of this to get it 100% correct, but I think you guys could see where I would be going. So I'm going to save this. And then I am going to go to edit colors. Whoops. Unlock all of my layers first. Oh no. Background. And I'm going to convert it to grayscale. And in my grayscale version, I'm actually going to select all of this really light gray. And I'm going to change it to 15% just to make it, you know, truly gray. And I'll probably darken this to 65% just to give it a little bit more contrast right there. I'm going to do a file save as, and this will be my final, whoops, gray. Oh, I never saved my color version, did I? No, I did. I just saved it over my black and white. Whoops, gray. In my black and white version, I am truly going to just have it be black without a background, I think. Yeah. Because if I reverse this, you're really gonna lose, I think, the essence of it. So I'm gonna do file, save as, this is going to be EW, and I have it named a little bit differently, so that way I don't completely screw it up. Okay. Then I open up that color one after I rename it. So this one should be my CMYK, even though I have to just fix my document settings. There we go. And save that. And then one more time, document color mode is RGB. Select everything. Edit colors, and I'm going to convert them to RGB, even though they should be. And do a save as, this will be RGB. Okay. And close you. All right, so I have, need my checklist again. Remember, we did this last time. My little checklist. All right, I have my logo in grayscale. I have my logo in black and white. And I need to get my CMYK colors, but I'll be able to do that when I go in, and I have them technically right here, my hex codes and my colors and my breakdown. So I can just, that's the one I went with. I can just change it from mode to mode to get the correct breakdown. All right, perfect. So let's go into InDesign. I'm going to set this up the same way, the same size that I set up my my week 2 assignment. So I'm gonna open it up and just kind of go off of that, but I'm gonna change it up. But at least then I'm gonna use the same size and the same columns. So I'm going to do a file save as and go to week 4, assignment 4, save it, open up my pages, go to my master page. Clearly, I don't want the same swatches, so I'm actually going to delete out these swatches out of this. And go into my library. And it was this one. So I'm going to add that theme to my swatches. And this is the RGB. I'm going to make a copy of it. Name this one CMYK and change the swatches on the inside to CMYK. Perfect. I'm going to set it up in CMYK too. And delete out this logo. And just this stuff because I want a whole new layout. So my name is now on here, and this is the logo sheet. Probably do a different font, but I'll leave that for now. And I want the logo to be prominently displayed on it. But I also want to have a little bit of fun with it, I think. You know, maybe screening it in the background. That could be kind of fun. Make sure you get everything up to maybe something like this. And I do need a different font. This font that I'm using in the logo will be far too crazy. Be agenda. where's my text tools? Good. All right, go to my pages. And clearly I need to redesign my cover. I wish there was a way to clear pages. There probably is. I'm actually just going to delete these ones, and then I'll make a copy. So that way, once I fix it, I can just make a copy of that one. That works. All right. Delete all instances of this. There we go. All right. Let's grab my final logo. Make sure it stays nicely in my area here, my margins that I have. I'm going to call this my logo usage guides. And I'm going to need to edit my paragraph styles too, because I changed it to, what font did I go to? Begins with an A. Agenda. So we'll try regular agenda here. Might need to change it a bit. Maybe agenda bold. See how that works. Logo usage guide, that's what we call it. Grab these and keep them out here. And this font is brother. I can't remember if I downloaded it. I did download it. I probably put it in the week 3 ink. It's called ink. That's why I like to keep things together. There we go. And I like to check things, you probably do too, in the preview so that way I can see, you know, like obviously I need some more color on this page, but sometimes it's hard to see with all the guides everywhere too. I feel like these two colors do not feel like they match. So it should be 2, 5, and 31. Let's go in and check that. And it's not. 2, 5, and 31. 2, 5, 31. Right? 2, 5, 31, 0. Okay. Sometimes when you convert something to CMYK, you do need to manually go in and make sure that those colors are right. So save this. I was gonna say, I'm like, it doesn't look like it's matching, and that can, the appearance can kind of be thrown off sometimes between programs, but it shouldn't have looked that much off. And now, there we go. Now it matches. Maybe something like that. And this is just too dreary, this color. So we're gonna go with the yellow. And maybe like 40% or something. Again, just separating it up a little bit. And I cannot design in preview mode because I really need to see what I'm doing, but kudos to anyone who can. All right, so what do I need first? Let's look. Title bar with my name and the name of my business on all pages. So I have that. Let's check that off. Logo in black and white I've done. Logo in grayscale I've done. Color swatches and a key shown in CMYK. All right. So this is my CMYK, whoops, CMYK color key. And I've really got just the two colors. I've got the yellow and I've got the blue. And now I'm worried the logo's too much. I think the logo in the back is too much, but I want something, maybe just the bottle. There we go. And back to my master page. Does this have a background color to it? Hold on. Where are my swatches? It does. None. There we go. Want you. In the back. And I still feel like I need background color. All right, let's check that out. I am another concern is I don't want to be, I want the swatches to stand out too. So I need to think of that. I think I'm okay. I'm going to make a copy of this. Just doing something a little fun here. Drag you out too. All right, so this is C is equal to 2. M is equal to 5. Y is equal to 31. K is equal to 0. And I'm going to use the blue color for this one. To object. where are you? Text frame options, and center that. I'm going to do the same exact thing down here. Whoops. And the blue, the cyan is equal to 100, 19, 14, and 6. I'm going to line this up right to the edge of this. This one's going off to the bleed. And maybe line this up to here. Perfect. And take a look at that. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I might go back and I might change my mind. One never knows. All right, so I'm going to duplicate this page and kind of follow. I hate when it does that. Follow this layout. All right, so I've got my CMYK color key. You can cross that off. I'm going to do my RGB next with the RGB logo. Which again, that looks a little bit off too. 17, 137, 190. Let's check this. That's already off. What is it? 17, 137, 190. 17, 137, 190. Okay, and select same fill color, and you needed to be 248, 241, 192. I'll never remember that. 248, 241, 192, I believe. And it's just like a smidge off, but you can see where a smidge off looks completely different. 248, 241, 192. Boom. All right. And save. So sometimes when it converts it for you, it doesn't get it exact. So you're going to want to, again, double check. All right, so this is now R is equal to 248. G is equal to 215. B is equal to, oh, I'm sorry, 241. I'm looking at the wrong color. 241, and B is equal to 192. And the hex code is, and we can go back into Adobe Color and grab that. Copy, 248, 241, 192. Okay. And you are 17, 137 and 190. And your hex code is right here. Oops. And save. And change this to RGB color key. And check that off my list. Next, I need to do the color logo in 1 inch, 3 inch, and 6 inch sizes. Go up to my pages again. Duplicate that page. But actually, want to duplicate the page. I'm deleting you because you're a mess anyways. Okay. All right, so colored logo, 1 inch, 3 inch, 6 inch. And again, mine is roughly a square, honestly. So I'm going to click and try to close up this, whoops, close up the bounding box to the edges. And I'm gonna change it from 1 inch to 1 inch, fit it back in. With my white arrow, just make sure so I got my 1 inch logo. I don't know why it's not. My 3 inch logo. And my 6 inch logo. And I'm going to label these. Actually, end this a little bit differently. to get the same amount of space. And where's my A? Yeah. It's 3-inch. Make sure I'm even. Pretty spot on, if I do say so myself. And the 6-inch by 6-inch. There we go. This one I'm a little bit off. Oops, come on. Okay, we got the 1-inch, the 3-inch, and the 6-inch. I'm gonna move the 1-inch a bit closer, to visually space it. Move this one up just a bit. I think that's good. Oops. And make a copy of this page. And then this one's going to be the black and white logo. One 3 and 6 inch. And then I can just go in and replace. Make sure that, see how it's a little bit running out? You want to double check that it places it in correctly when you're swapping them out. And I'm actually going to change the type on this page to, I think, the gray. Or the black, or black. Whoops. So it matches this logo. Save that. Black and white. I need to add in that grayscale logo. The logo in grayscale. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. I mean, you can add, you know, a grayscale logo in with the key, or with the key up here, or you can do 1, 3, and 6, or you can do both. I think I'm going to do the key, and I'll probably show it in the same sizes too, just to, you know, for consistency. All right, so let's see. I need to make a copy of this page. Bring it up here. All right, so. All right, and it was 15 and 65, I believe. But I can eyedrop it. And then 15. I remember that was 15. There we go. Come on. And you are 65. And you are 15. Save you there. I'm going to copy this page. Nope. Actually, I'm going to copy this one because it's got the splotch in the background, and I want to make sure it's set up the same way. Grayscale. I'm going to change these to gray too. To that 65% gray. And then for, layout consistency, I'm actually going to put this after the color one and before the black and white one, because the black and white one is where it changes. Right? Yeah. So we've got color, grayscale, black and white. So next we need color and black and white logo shown on a dark background, safe zone, and typography overview. All right, so let's make a copy of this one. And I'm just going to name this logo on dark background. I'm going to put them all, I think, on this page. All right. So let's see. Let's make our dark background a really dark version of that blue. Oh, whoops. I'm like, why am I in the, why is it showing RGB? That would be why. Eh. Let's see how 80% gray works. I don't know how it. I might have to go a little bit lighter than this. Oh, where'd my alignment go? So I'll do the black logo first. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter what order I go in. Maybe I'll do color, grayscale, black. Color. Gray and black. What did I do for the background? 20%, I believe. Um, want to get it as close to the bottom as possible. Bring the font size down a little. And going to have to manipulate this. It's like I want this to work a little bit better than it is. Nope. Maybe. Maybe something like that. All right, what do I have next? Logo with the safe zone. All right, so this is important. This is how close other objects can get to your logo. So you're going to want to think this out. Now, I'm mainly using my logo in a social media setting, so I am going to give it about maybe a 1/4 inch. So you have to show that. So let's make a copy of this page. And delete that. I'm going to grab this. And I also want to show the safe zone with the black and white logo too. So let's see. I need a 1/4 inch rectangle. It's not a lot. Maybe a 1/2 inch. Yeah, probably a 1/2 inch is the way to go. And so here's how I'm going to set this up. place these squares a 1/2 inch from each of the edges. Bring a guide in to make sure I get it exact. I keep getting and it's been all over the news, but I keep getting all of these spam calls. I'm sure you guys are too. I actually saw it because I have an Arizona phone number as well, and I noticed that they were all coming from Arizona, and I thought maybe that was a coincidence, but apparently that is where a lot of them are originating from. It's a huge problem. All right, so I'm going to say 1/2 inch margin, all sides. Whoops. Sorry. And then I am also not going to infringe on my own safe zone. And then I'm going to move this over. And whoops. You need to go this way. That's what it is. I'm like, something's a bit off here. There we go. All right. All right, so I've got the one. I'm going to delete this and just make a copy of this one. Why go through all of the work, right? Twice. Okay, perfect. And group these. Let's try to see if we can get this spaced a little bit better. good. All right, so I've got safe zone, and then I need a typography overview for the type that is used. And I'm going to actually add a stipulation. I'm going to say font. Oh boy, my computer's like, oh. With the logo are sans serif fonts, such as agenda shown in this, what do I call this thing? Logo sheet? Logo usage guide. I need to fix my logo usage guide. Black. Okay, all right. Okay. Save. And I've got my typography overview. And I am going to fix my master page to say logo usage guide instead of logo sheet, because that's what I named it on my cover. Logo usage. Why did that do that? Save. Let's check it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to package this. So I have everything together in my week 4. And I want to include a PDF, high quality. I'm taking the bleed off. It has a bleed, but I'm cropping it to the bleed. And tomorrow we're going to have to do the business cards and everything else, which is what I thought might happen today, which is why I didn't want to leave this to tomorrow. So it might just be a lot of demoing this week, but that's okay, because I think tomorrow's demoing will be really cool. And let's double check PDF, make sure everything looks good. Okay. Ooh, I already see I messed up right here. I forgot to take the hex code out. And close this and open up my packaged file. So I'm working out of the correct one. Grayscale. There we go. Oh, know what it is? K is equal to 15%. I just didn't even fix this at all. K is equal to 65%. Okay, anything else? Make a new PDF. Oh, it's gonna tell me I have that open. And double check it again. All right, so CMYK, RGB, grayscale, color logo 1, 3, and 6, grayscale logo 1, 3, and 6, black and white 1, 3, and 6, logo on a dark background, the color grayscale, black and white, safe zones, typography overview. Perfect. So I've got everything on my sheet. So that is what I will upload, is that PDF for my assignment. All right. So any questions before we end today?
No.
All right. Well, hopefully you can make it again tomorrow. And if not, thank you for making it today. And I really look forward to seeing how everyone puts together their final logos. It's so cool to see the logos that you guys come up with for your own companies. And I hope you have a great afternoon, rest of your afternoon, or afternoon, depending on what time it is.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.